As someone who has held leadership positions in various organizations, what leadership qualities do you believe are essential for success in a multifamily industry?
That's a big question. I think as I've gotten older, I've really changed what my idea of leadership is and means. As the world's changed and people's expectations have changed, I feel, and also given the unique demands of property management, we are so spread out. I really feel like a good leader has to have that ability to set the vision. I think that every community manager, property manager is really a kind of a mini CEO. A company's culture really depends on the leadership abilities of the community managers and the various discipline leaders. So I feel like one of the big responsibilities in my position now is to make sure that everybody understands what the long-term vision is for the companies. Everybody knows which way we're going. I feel like a good leader keeps people talking and creates a lot of formats for open discussion so that everybody feels involved. And I think a good leader really looks at all the processes and makes sure that we're not just doing a process to get the process done. I feel like a leader has to have a really good sense of self, be very secure in what their strengths are, but also know what your gaps are and know when to ask for help. And I think you really have to be a lifelong learner.
When it comes to building teams, what are your principles that are guiding you in building a team around you? So what are some principles that guide you in building your team, putting a winning team together?
So I do like to have a fairly comprehensive interview process where people get a chance to meet several people in the company. Describing someone as a good fit is kind of a weird thing to me. I think you kind of know it when you see it, you feel it, there's good conversation, and they're bringing like top skills to the table. I like people with a pretty broad background, and I like people with a very good feel for the business. And I really like and appreciate those people who can take a number but tell a story around it. There's not a lot of people out there who can look at a KPI dashboard and point to the 5 or 6 things that need work, formulate the story, and then head out into the field and really coach people to take actions to move those numbers in the direction you need them to move. Really attracted to those folks who not only really understand the business, but who can tell a good story around it and really chart a course to success.
What are some opportunities that you see for us as an industry in a current environment?
Well, I sort of think it's the same thing. I think it's data and it's technology. I cannot live without business intelligence anymore. Our company, we are hoping to grow tremendously over the next few years. Our business intelligence platform, it's almost overwhelming in the amount of data that it offers. One thing that I have tried to do, and I have an awesome analyst helping me with this, is we're really parsing out like the most meaningful KPIs. So I feel like the opportunity there is just sometimes you can be overwhelmed with the data. But these platforms are getting so cool and so slick. All you need to do is you can find any bit of data or information that you want at a moment's notice. Like I'm not sitting around waiting for people to bring me reports. I am in our BI system, in our software. I'm looking at the numbers that I want to look at so that I can have very easy meetings. The platforms like the AI collections, if you can just keep reminding people that they have a balanced view, then our teams don't have to worry about that your teams can work on other things. So I feel like there is just a great opportunity with technology to have instantaneous KPIs and numbers so you know where you need to improve. Those KPIs and number platforms also help you teach the business to the people in your firm.
One of the stakeholders in our industry, and a very important one, is service providers. I get approached by service providers that are asking me for advice. Hey, how can we sell to a certain company, or how can we sell to multifamily? With that being said, I'd like to get your advice on this particular subject. And I want to put up a question from Dwayne Carpenter. He says, I'd like to know what attributes Redwood might look for in service providers when selecting vendors to help maintain their properties.
Oh, sure. I mean, first and foremost, we want to work with a service partner with really solid business practices. So those attributes would be when sometimes it's a long decision cycle. So when you're getting to know the decision makers at a company like Redwood or like any of the other management companies out there, it's really important to understand their business platform, make it clear what you can bring to the table. And then when you do enter into an agreement with a management company, get to know the people, be open to regular discussions, and be open to their requirements. There's always a little bit of a game. We credential our vendors. We have a service agreement that we want people to use. Just be very respectful of our time. Try to build that relationship. Be very ethical. Have high quality standards because we're relying on you to provide quality to our residents, especially that person was asking, they're obviously a facilities or maintenance type vendor, so relying on them to provide quality work for our residents and to maintain our properties.